This is Dads Watching Sports. It's the show by dads who watch sports, for dads who watch sports, or just dads in general. Here are the dads with a plan for every hashtag dad life and sports fan, Kyle Castles and Michael Draper.
Welcome in, everybody, to Dads Watching Sports. Michael Draper and Kyle Castles. It is Sunday, November the 7th, episode 6 of Dads Watching Sports. If you're checking us out on our live stream via our Facebook page or our Twitter handle or our YouTube channel, sorry for the little delay. Things were running a little bit behind this evening. It's Kyle. It's kind of every day. You're just going to have to roll with the punches. And today we were rolling a little bit behind. We fell back for daylight savings, and we fell back a little bit in terms of our time of getting things ready to go here.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is, and I'm sure that our wonderful listeners will cut us a little bit of slack. But there's been a lot going on at my house, and I'm sure we'll get into that here in a minute. But a lot going on at my house, and you had some stuff tonight, and it's an 8:45 show. It's not an 8:30 show, and it's okay.
That's right. It is okay. But for our hundreds of thousands of millions of listeners out there and those that have been waiting anxiously to hop on to the live stream, thank you for your patience. And I know that you all have some wonderful, wonderful comments to bestow upon us throughout the show tonight. So, Kyle, we've got a heavy rundown / agenda that we're going to go in tonight. So I just want to get right into it, man. I mentioned it at the start of the show. We fell back from you daylight savings, you spring forward, and then you fall back in the fall where you get that. So supposedly there's an extra hour of sleep in there somewhere. I don't know that I didn't get it. I don't know if you did, but there's been talk about this. Do we eliminate the fallback? Do we always stay kind of in daylight savings time where we get a little bit more daylight throughout the day? What is your take on that?
I would be absolutely okay with doing away with daylight savings time and just spring forward and never fall back again. I think that just makes a lot of sense. And we did it to deal with as an agricultural society, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. We got street lights. Who cares if it gets dark at certain times? Just leave the time alone. Quit messing with my body. Yeah.
And I recognize that we recognize the reason why we do it, but man, I just do not appreciate it's starting to get dark at 4:00 in the afternoon. I would much rather get up in the morning when it's dark and have a little bit of a darker start to the morning. And be 4:00 in the afternoon. You haven't even picked your kids up for school yet, and it's already dark outside. Like that, I just not a big fan of it at all. I feel like we both live in the state of Tennessee. I feel like I heard at one point in time there was maybe some talk amongst the state legislature to
pull an Arizona
to get rid of the falling back.
Indiana.
Have you heard anything else about that?
I haven't, but Arizona and I think Indiana, right? Are they the two states that don't do it?
Yeah, they got it.
And here's the thing: if everybody else is doing it, I feel like you got to do it because then it gets really confusing. Because now you're on Arizona time or Indiana time, and that's not quite Central time or Mountain time. I think Arizona's Mountain time. Because sometimes it's right and sometimes it's not, and that I don't have time for that either.
Yeah. Well, as I alluded to earlier, there's this myth, there's this urban legend of when we fall back that you get an extra hour of sleep. So for those of us with kids, I know we did not see that around our house today. That is completely a lie that the big government tries to tell you that this is the reason why you're going to get that extra hour of sleep. No. Once you come sit with our 2-year-old that gets up at 5:00 or 6:00 every morning, and see if you get that extra hour of sleep.
Yeah, falling back, all that does is the kid that gets up at 5 or 6 in the morning now gets up at 4 or 5 in the morning. That's all.
Yeah.
It's not fun. That's what happened to Jack this morning.
No, it's not fun at all. It will continue to not be fun, and I think we can't continue to just accept these lies being pushed
I agree.
There's this extra hour of sleep somewhere built into this because I don't get it.
Lies.
I don't think anybody gets it.
Lies. And I'm
It's
not okay
all a
with
bunch of lies. Yeah.
I'm not okay with it.
So Kyle, it's that time of the year. We last week we kind of recapped Halloween. We're just a couple of weeks away from Thanksgiving, so it's always that time of year when there's really kind of two big debates across the country. Number one, I'll give you three. Number one, what's the best Thanksgiving side dish? Number two is Die Hard, a Christmas movie, and then number three, when is it appropriate to put up Christmas decorations?
So to answer your first question, the best Thanksgiving side dish is probably
didn't we do we did an episode last year.
Did we
I'll have to go back and pull it up. I don't know that we didn't do a bracket, but I think we did like top 5 maybe dishes.
I'm gonna go with dressing just because I'm gonna call turkey the main dish, and so you gotta have dressing with the turkey. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes, by all accounts, it is a Christmas movie. Third question was what?
Well, before you get to your third question, I do have something I have to admit to you, Kyle.
What's that?
I've never seen Die Hard.
Have you not?
I never have.
I think
I know the premise of it. I've seen like clips and Yippee-Ki-Yay or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's at a Christmas party. Yeah.
No, it's not a Christmas movie. It's not a Christmas movie at all because it has nothing to do with Christmas. It's just about Bruce Willis saving the day. It's against a criminal as opposed to that asteroid.
He's at a Christmas party.
Well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean it's a Christmas movie. But yeah, I've never seen it.
But he's at a Christmas party.
Well, it's Christmas parties are overrated, and it's not a Christmas movie.
Have you ever been to a Christmas party?
I have not. I live a very sheltered life.
You've never been to a Christmas party. That's
never been to one. Never been to one.
I don't believe.
Never have. Never have.
You're ruining things at this point.
We celebrate Hanukkah in this house.
Dreidel.
No, exactly. Put on your yarmulke. Christmas decorations.
Yes.
When is the appropriate time? And before you answer, so we may or may not have put up a Twitter poll for the diehard listeners of our show. Settle the debate, the question says. Appropriate time for Christmas decorations, Kyle. We gave 2 answers. Day after Halloween or day after Thanksgiving. In a landslide, 100% of the vote, Kyle. Day after Thanksgiving is the winner chicken dinner. Because why? Because that's
we got another vote.
Time.
We got another vote.
That is the appropriate time to put it. After Thanksgiving from Ronnie Preacher.
Wow. You want to try that again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I know is it says after Thanksgiving. Here is the thing. Please bestow us your hot take on this, Kyle, because it's going to be wrong because Christmas decorations go up the day after Thanksgiving.
Christmas begins on November 1st. That's just when Christmas starts. We take about a 3-day period to break for Thanksgiving. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I may even give you Saturday if you absolutely need it. And then we're back into Christmas mode. It is Christmas starting November 1st with a break for Thanksgiving. We call it Thanksgiving break in schools.
Well, the good people of the Dads Watching Sports Nation adamantly disagree with you, as do I.
Hang on.
Because I'm an American and because I celebrate Thanksgiving the American way, which is it's a national holiday, Kyle, and we have to give it its due.
I give it its due. I take a break from Christmas.
You get a whole month of preparing for Thanksgiving.
You don't get a month.
It's a great meal. We've already talked about the dressing. You talked about the turkey.
Great. The meal's great. As long as the turkey's done well. And Ron Preacher, if that dude's doing the turkey, it's going to turn out okay.
I'm sure it will. But Ron Preacher also says that Thanksgiving deserves its entire. So Ron Preacher and Ron Preacher, 2 individual Rons, both feel like that Christmas decorations are not up until the day after Thanksgiving. Black Friday also known as the day that Christmas begins.
So let me ask you
Music,
this:
yes.
the music as well is a day after Thanksgiving event.
Oh, it all is everything. Like so you know this. We have the minivan, the same minivan that you guys do.
We have the same.
We like to every once in a while buy new movies to entertain the kids with. So I bought the
Yes.
Grinch movie a couple of days ago.
Ah, the new one.
It's been the Jim Carrey one.
Ah, so not the Benedict Cumberbatch.
I don't even know who that is.
Wow.
Now you threw me off. Where was it? Oh, so bought that movie. It's been sitting on our kind of kitchen table deal.
Yeah.
And at least twice so far, the kids have picked up and said, when do we get to watch the Grinch? And my response is on the day after Thanksgiving, because that's when the Christmas season starts.
We watch the Grinch tonight. All
right. This has been Dad's Watching Sports. We are no longer going to cease to exist as a podcast because I cannot put up with my co-host and his blasphemous.
We watched that like 1966 like Burl Ives Grinch, and then we also watched the brand new one with Benedict Cumberbatch, isn't that his name? Who voices the Grinch? That came out like 2 years ago, I think. We watched both of those tonight.
So Kyle, you know, you sometimes look for people for guidance, and
I'm here to guide you into the Christmas spirit.
You were here to do something, and that is to be wrong. I was bringing up the comment made by Eric Jackson, who said was not until after Thanksgiving, but now I start putting things a little before, but I usually wait to turn them on until after though, because Eric Jackson knows what he's talking about. Eric, I will take one for the team here. I will sulk up my pride, and I will say congratulations to your volunteers this weekend on their victory in Lexington. That absolutely pains me beyond measure to say that, but I will, even though it was a face mask and it didn't get called, and that would have put us in field goal range. But nonetheless,
wow.
Christmas decorations, Kyle, day after Thanksgiving or bust. That's the
day after Halloween, because it's Christmas season.
We'll agree to disagree. You say tomato, I say tomato. All right, Kyle. So we've got a lot of sports topics that we're going to get into tonight. But before that, you know, I feel like we both have been in seasons of our lives. You know, this is a dad show, but we've both been in seasons of our lives where, man, it's just been awesome to have support for those kiddos outside of just us and our spouse. We specifically moved back to Middle Tennessee from Texas because of the fact that grandparents were here. And I know you guys did that as well. So just this whole premise of it takes a village, you know, and I think that has not been any more evident than really the past couple of years for both of us, whether it be adding a third child or me adding a second, or having kids in activities or spouses that travel, or really anything and everything in between. Having those people that you can count on to kind of be those secondary parents or grandparents or just fill-ins for you with your kids, man, it's such a blessing.
Yeah. Wow. That's
Kyle is literally choked up.
Oh my goodness!
About just the unbelievable support that he gets from grandparents and the like. This got him choked up, man. I see the tear. It's your Ric Flair with a tear in my eye.
No, so my wife Lauren, when was that? Sunday, Halloween, trick or treating. We get home and she's talking about being cold, and I'm like, it's not that cold in this house because it was burning up, and my fat tail was sweating. But she was talking about being cold. Turns out she was running a fever. It wasn't too bad, so let's get you checked out for COVID the next day. And she went and got tested, and it was negative. And they were like, it's probably something viral. You just got to kind of wait it out. It'll be fine. Well, that night, about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, she's at 105 degrees and is violently like shivering, shaking. Ends up an emergency room visit. And they say the same thing. It's just something viral. You got to wait it out. I didn't like that answer, but that's what they gave us. They sent us home. The next night, the same thing. And we go in there and we say, we're not leaving. You're going to admit us and you're going to figure out what's going on. As it turns out, she had a UTI and had it for a while with, I can't say no symptoms, but symptoms that were easy to write off as something else.
Sure.
Kind of the number one symptom for UTI is like a burning sensation when you urinate, and there was nothing like that. So like a fever and some pain or whatever like that. That could be kind of anything. And that's kind of what she was having, and so apparently she ended up developing sepsis on top of the UTI, and she was septic, and we were in the hospital for 2.5 days. And just the amount of help we had with her mom and her stepdad and her dad all pitching in and taking the kids and making sure that they got to school, making sure they ate, keeping them alive. Like it was something that we couldn't do, or I would have had to not been with her while she was in the hospital, and that's not an option.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to let her sit there alone in the hospital because she was terrified. Absolutely terrified when we were headed to the hospital that second night. So I was not going to leave her alone. So, yeah, I mean, if it's not for grandparents, if it's not for, I know that you have an aunt that is very involved, not your aunt, but your kid's aunt.
Right.
That's very involved. And I'm sure you will also thank her in this as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, we, I think back to where was it that you guys said that I took my vacation to? Turks and Caicos?
Bora Bora? Okay. I think you said Bora Bora.
You were in Turks and Caicos.
Yes.
Right. So when Suzanne and I were in Bora Bora earlier this year, I mean, we had grandparents watching them the whole time, and Aunt Lulu, and whether it's doing stuff like that, or stepping in emergency situations, or just like, I mean, just think about the investment of time that grandparents or aunts or other individuals put into our kids. Like I think of this morning at church, and we dropping them off at Sunday school every single Sunday, and they're spending an hour with these people who are investing in them. And for Hayden, who's 2 years old, it's not nearly as much as it is for Emma, who's 5, who every day when we get in the car after church on Sunday, she can tell us exactly what the Bible story was. And so you think of like the village of even those individuals that help support you and your family and your kids. And it's if you're a dad and you're listening to this and you don't have that, first off, God bless you. I don't know how you survive. But 2, I would encourage you in any way, shape, and form, figure it out and figure out a way to get around that, because it is without a doubt a lifesaver in more ways than one, to have those people that can pour into your kids, that can support them, that can be there, that can pick them up, and your kids not be freaked out about it when mom and dad aren't there. It's awesome.
Yep. And, Ron Peter has been showing up tonight. He's my wife's stepdad. The first night he came, him and her dad were over here at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Just to stay with the kids while we were into the emergency room. It's things like that. The people that are willing to just drop everything and show up.
Yep.
For your kids, that they are irreplaceable.
Absolutely. Yeah. We, with Suzanne, she travels not often, but every once in a while, and and this is literally happening in 2 weeks. It never fails. When she travels, I have an early meeting. Like it's just like some things just line up that way.
Yeah.
And so and all those times it's calling one of the grandparents and just saying, hey, like if it's like my mom, it's like, hey, can you come stay the night and take the kids to school the next day? Or if it's Suzanne's parents, it's like, hey, can you get here at like 6:30 in the morning and be with them until it's time to take them to school? And so it's we would be in a world of hurt if not for those individuals. And so all of you out there that may or may not be listening, thank you so much for supporting our kids and our family, because it is we would be like I said, in a world of hurt without you, literally and figuratively. Let's shift to some sports talk, shall we?
Let's talk sports. Why not? Is that what we're here to talk sports? Dads watching sports?
I mean, we are dads who watch sports. There's nothing really about our title that indicates that we would then talk about those sports. But I
guess that's true. I actually do have the Sunday night game up on my other computer right here in front of me.
Oh, well, there you go. Titans, right? Titans are. Yeah, look at that. And Titans doing a number on the Rams. So Kyle, a big development last week. The Braves win a World Series, first time since 1995. Championship coming back to Atlanta. There was a lot of controversy over the tomahawk chop. There was the Braves. I mean, I think there was like what was the percentage? It was an incredibly low percentage chance that they had to win the World Series at like the All-Star break, and they end up just kind of coasting throughout the rest of the regular season. They lose players due to injury. We talked about it on this show maybe 2 weeks ago about they may not be the best team, but they're the hottest team.
Yep.
And they end up getting it done in 6 and really could have potentially gotten it done sooner than that. Just really kind of dominated that series. So I know we both grew up close to Atlanta and have a lot of people in our lives that are big Braves fans.
Yeah.
But were you excited to see the Bravos bring one back to the ATL?
So I'll word it this way. I don't like the Braves. I did not grow up a Braves fan. Everybody knows I'm a Cubs fan. And I got tired of people being Braves fans, to be honest. But
we grew up in the 90s. I mean, I mean, this is their heyday. So
I grew up with Smoltz and Glavine and Maddox just kind of running roughshod through the AL or the NL West, I think it was. It was a thing. But here's the deal. As much as I dislike the Braves, I, like pretty much everyone else in America, did not want to see those cheating Astros win the World Series. So I was happy. I was happy to see the Braves win it, just because, like I said, I didn't want the Astros to win.
Yeah, I think most people were probably in that same boat, and for the reason you stated, and then also, I mean, having not won it in forever, and the Braves are just kind of that lovable. I wouldn't say a lovable team, because I know a lot of people don't like them, but they're just kind of like nobody. I don't know anybody that has a hatred for the Braves like that. I don't know anybody personally, and so I think it was cool to see them finally get a World Series championship back to Atlanta. It seems like all the guys on their team just good guys, and they definitely deserve to win it. So, Kyle, I have in thinking about this, and I'll be honest, I saw a tweet maybe 2 nights ago that it was a video montage of the final out of every World Series for the past 50 years.
Nice.
And it was really cool. I mean, it was literally every single final out for every World Series from 2021 to, I guess it would have been 2071? Or I'm sorry, 1971? 2071, yes. Yeah.
1961 would be 71. You're right. It's 50.
Yeah. See that math paying off. Miss Marshall would be very proud. So that's right. So it led me to this thought, Kyle, and I'm testing mainly you because I'm not really a baseball guy, but we're gonna try to do this.
Okay.
Thinking back, World Series winners from this year until the last time the Atlanta Braves won the World Series, so 1995. Can we go back and name the World Series champion, alternating name the World Series champion from 2021 back to 1995?
No.
We're going to give it a try. I appreciate your effort here. All right, Kyle. You know what, Kyle? I'm going to let you go first. So 2021, the World Series champions were?
The Atlanta Braves.
All right. 2020, Kyle. Close to your heart, the Atlanta Dodgers.
The Atlanta Dodgers? It was the Atlanta Dodgers.
It was the Atlanta Dodgers,
yes. It was.
Los Angeles Dodgers. So 2019, Kyle. And no cheating. Do not pull up a list. 2019, Come on now.
It was an AL team.
It was not an AL team. I will give you that. I actually know this one.
So who beat the Dodgers?
2019.
We won it in 16. I don't know. The only thing I remember is the Cubs won it in 2016. That's all that matters.
Okay. So
That's as far as we
2019,
can go
Kyle. 2019, it was the just left me, the Washington Nationals.
The
Washington
Nationals
Nationals
in
in 2019. I couldn't even remotely tell you who they beat, but I do remember the Nationals won that. All right, so we've got Braves, we've got Dodgers, we've got Nationals. That takes us to what would be 2018. 2018, Kyle. I guess it's my turn. And again, I only remember this because I watched this video like 2 nights ago. The Boston Red Sox won in 2018.
Okay, that's right. Because Lauren and her dad went to that game, or went to one of those games.
So they went back to 2017.
That's the Astros.
The Astros, I think you're right. Yeah, that's right. Because that's the one. Yeah.
Because that's the year after the Cubs won it in 16. So I gave you 16 as well.
So the 16 as well. So we got the Chicago Cubs. So we've got the Braves, the Dodgers, the Nationals, the Red Sox, the Astros, the Cubs. So we're on 2015. And I'm going to say, I know that there was a Kansas City Royals championship in there somewhere. So I'm going to say 2015 was the Kansas City Royals. And I have no idea if that's right or not. But I'm going with it. 2015 Kansas City Royals, Kyle.
I'm not going to argue with you because I can't remember that far back.
All right. You got, what about 2014, Kyle? So what we're going to do, I forgot to mention this to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this and we'll see if we're right. And then I'm going to fact check us later on the show and see how many we got right here. So
I feel like the Rays won it in 1 year. And so I'm going to go with the Rays in 14.
Okay, going Rays in 14. I don't know that I agree with that. So 2013, the year before, apparently the Rays won the World Series. 2013, Kyle. 2013. I'm going to say, man, I don't know. Kyle, I feel like maybe the Cardinals. Yeah, why not? We're going St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals in 2013. All right, Kyle, who you got in 2012? We're really bad at this.
God, the Red Sox were in there because the movie Fever Pitch came out. Or no, that was the 04. That was the 04 Sox.
Yeah.
Never mind.
2012, Kyle. 2012.
I'm going with the Red Sox. I think they won it somewhere around in there.
Okay, so we got 2012 Red Sox. All right, so that takes me back to 2011. 2011, I'm going to say, I know that the San Francisco Giants, I feel like, won some titles in the mid-2000s. So I'm going to say the San Francisco Giants in 2011. So that takes you to 2010. Those people that are live streaming us right now are probably looking at this. I'm like, my gosh, these guys aren't even close.
I know, right?
Which is fantastic. So we're going
2010.
2010 World Series, Kyle.
That was a memorable World Series.
It was a very memorable World Series.
Who would have? Gosh, dog, 2010. I'm sitting here like going through teams in my head, going, who would have won it?
You need to tag a friend.
I do feel like the Marlins also won one in there.
The Marlins, yeah. Yeah.
Like I know they won one in like the late 90s, like 98, 99, maybe early 2000s.
I think they won 97. Yeah, 97. I think it's 97.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how I remember that.
I do think they won it somewhere in the late 2000s, early 2010s. And then they broke that team up. I'm going with the Marlins.
Are you saying the Florida Marlins as the 2010 World Series champion?
I'm going with the Florida Marlins. They probably had the worst record in baseball that year, but
all right, so 2009. I'm going to say, again, I think the Cardinals got 2 in there somewhere, but I also think the Giants did. I'm going San Francisco Giants again. I feel like that feels like a good one for me. So I like it. So 2008
Yankees.
Yankees.
Yeah, I feel like that was their last one.
Oh, you know what? I've already said it, but I know for a fact the 2009 World Series champions for the Yankees.
See, I knew the Yankees were right there.
Yeah, they were 2009. I remember that.
I missed.
Yep. So 2009. Well, you know what? We're going to give ourselves some grace here. So we'll go 2009 is the Yankees. Know that for a fact now that you said that.
Take my Yankees guess off of 08.
Okay. So 08.
Red Sox in 08. Red Sox in 08.
Okay, yeah. Red Sox in 08. Again, I know that the Giants won. They won 2. I think they won like 2 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 or something like that. So I'm putting them at 07. So we'll go back to you for 06. This is like, you talk about just like top of the line sports talk here.
I know,
experts. Right? I mean, I know that, ESPN, if they ever heard this show, they'd be salivating over having us as commentators because we were so knowledgeable in the game of baseball, Kyle. So 2006, Kyle.
I'm just like going through teams in my head again. Try to who's in that AL West? The A's, the Mariners. Are the Rangers in the AL West?
They are, but they did not win. You know what? They lost. I don't know what World Series it was, but they did lose a heartbreaker to the Cardinals. I remember that World Series because they were up, I think maybe 3-1 or 3-2, and then lost game 6 and 7.
I'm gonna say the Cardinals won it in 07.
Okay. In 06?
Or 06, yeah.
All right. Cardinals in 06. 05. At some point in time, I remember seeing the clip, and it was Ozzie Guillen, and I do remember the White Sox won one. So I'm going to say the Chicago White Sox won in 2005.
Okay.
I feel no confidence whatsoever in that pick, but we're going to roll with it. So you're on 2004, Kyle.
That's the Red Sox. That's the Bloody Sock and Kurt Schilling and
Red Sox in 04. 03, I think that might be the Marlins. Feel good about the Marlins on 03. 02.
I'm going to say 02 the Yankees, and I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, 01's the Diamondbacks because they beat the
Diamondbacks, yeah. Yes, they did. That was right after
September
11th.
Yep. I remember that without question.
2000. I think 2000 was the Subway Series. So I'm going to take the Yankees in the Subway Series of 2000. It's unbelievable that we remember, like, we have a really good recollection of 04 through like probably the mid 90s, but we had no idea what happened like 2005 to 2013. Like,
we got to college and everything disappears.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So you got 99.
99 was the Yankees.
99. So Yankees back to back.
Yeah.
98. 98. I don't think the Yankees won.
That was that Marlins team.
I think they're 97.
Wasn't that Dontrelle Willis's? No. Yeah, that was Dontrelle Willis's Marlins team. Wasn't that 98? The Yankees didn't three-peat it. I know that much.
No, they didn't three-peat. But we'll put the Marlins in 98 if you're confident about that. I'll go with it.
I'm not super confident. Wait,
right, so we'll go Marlins.
Was it strike year 94? It was
94. Right? That was before this year. So we got Marlins 98. 90. We just need. I know the Yankees were 96.
Yeah.
So who is 1997? I think that was the Marlins. Most positive. But
if that one's the Marlins, then who was 98? I'm willing to move the Marlins to 97, but who's 98?
I have no earthly idea. Maybe the Cardinals.
Maybe the Cardinals. We'll go ahead and put the Cardinals down for 98.
We'll go Cardinals and Marlins. Okay, so let's see here.
They probably took a whole lot longer than you thought it would.
It did, but hey, that's all right. That's that's great. Great radio here. Just very riveting stuff.
It is. It's good stuff.
So we've got the Braves in 2021. We've got the Dodgers in 2020. We've got the Nationals in 2019. We've got who did we say for 2018?
God, I don't remember. 2018 was hang on. 2018 was
This is such good podcast
Dodgers,
stuff. It's
Nationals.
unbelievable.
The Astros were 2017. 18. I
Yeah.
think we said 18 was the Giants, maybe, or the Cardinals.
Okay, we'll go Giants, and then
18 Red Sox. 18 was Red Sox. That's right, because that's when Lauren and her dad went to that one. 18 was Red Sox.
All right. So we've got our field. We'll come back. I'm going to do some facts checking later on in the show, and we'll see kind of where we are. So, but Kyle, we are going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we will dive into a very interesting story involving a stripper and a monkey in the state of Texas. We'll be right back on Dad's Watching Sports.
Big news in the Dad's Watching Sports podcasting world. You've heard us mention it on the show already. We are now part of the Off the Ball Podcast Network. We're super excited to be joining the team of great shows, hopefully adding a little dad flavor to the mix. You can check out Off the Ball Podcast and Off the Ball Network on all your social media sites. Just search Off the Ball Network. And while you're there, give them a like and a follow. You won't regret it.
Welcome back to Dad's Watching Sports. So, Kyle, I during our break there, I did already just a little bit of fact checking. So, we absolutely nailed it. 21 through 15. We had Braves, Dodgers, Nationals, Red Sox, Astros, Cubs, Royals. Not so much on 2014 or 2013. The Giants. You picked the Rays. It was the Giants.
Okay.
2013, I said the Cardinals, and it was actually the Boston Red Sox. So
far, another one.
Not necessarily so good, but we'll come back and.
Hey, you say not so good. It's not awful though.
It's not, but I just have a really bad feeling about 2004 or 5 to 2012. Like we may have gotten every single one wrong. Yeah, it could be bloody there. Like Kurt Schilling's sock. I almost said Kurt Angle, but Kurt Schilling.
No, Kurt Angle was the neck. He broke his neck.
That's right. Yeah, kind of like
he won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
That's right. All right. Well, welcome back to Dad's Watching Sports. He's Kyle Castles and I'm Michael Draper. So, Kyle, a very interesting story kind of broke late last week involving a Texas Longhorns assistant coach who, try not to get too much into this guy's personal life, but it sounded as if this coach had maybe left his beloved wife and family for an exotic dancer, and then was recently hired as an assistant coach, I believe special teams coach at the University of Texas. Well, apparently his girlfriend had a pet monkey, and the jokes there are endless, but we won't get into any of that really. But apparently the pet monkey didn't take too kindly to a local trick-or-treater trying to get its way back to the monkey's cage and took a little chunk out of the little tyke. Not necessarily a good story. I'm sure it's not something that Steve Sarkisian necessarily wanted to be talking about in his press conference this past week. No. But I guess my question is, could you get a more bizarre story? And then secondly, I do have a question for you about monkeys, but first off, what was your reaction when you heard this story?
I'll be honest, this is the first time I've heard it. I have not heard it before now. Could I come up with a more bizarre story? Sure. The stripper is the one that took a bite out of the kid instead of the monkey.
Well, yeah, that's a good call.
Done. So I don't know. I'll talk about it from as a former coach, and I'm sure you have a similar feel for this. We were always told to protect. At one of the schools I was at, always told to protect the eye. Mm-hmm. And so if whatever you do, if it hits the papers, it's going to be, Kyle Castles, coach at, name the school. So protect the eye, because the eye, that was our logo. The eye. And that I feel like that's kind of the way you as a coach, as an employee, probably anywhere. But especially as a coach, like we are held to a greater standard.
Yep.
then, because let's just be really honest. If somebody, and there's nothing wrong with this job, but somebody working in a factory somewhere goes out and gets a DUI, that's not going to be, on the front page of the sports section.
Sure.
And even if there is some sort of article written about it, it's not going to say, Johnny Jones, employee of, name the company. But if a coach does it, if a coach goes out and has a DUI, it's going to be Kyle Castle's coach of University of Texas special teams, whatever. That's the problem, and that's the issue that this guy, is going to have to worry about. He chose to blow up his family for a stripper. Start there. Who has a pet monkey? So the second. I don't know. Is a pet monkey really a red flag, or is that this is a good reason to date this woman? I could go for a pet monkey. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that kind of brings me to my next point was the monkey. And so it's so funny that this story came up this past week. I mentioned earlier about our church small group. So we were not talking about this story,
no.
But somehow we got on the topic of monkeys at our church small group, which goes kind of hand in hand for some odd reason. And one of the guys in our group was very adamant that he does not like monkeys at all, and began to talking about monkey attacks and how there was a guy, I guess in South Africa, that was just kind of hanging out on his back porch, and then all of a sudden this herd of monkeys comes by and attacks him and takes him basically from an inch of his life, and just went on and on and on about how it is not a good idea to interact with a monkey in the wild at all, or have one as a pet. We were all hysterically laughing when he's talking about all this stuff. But the pet monkey, is that something you would jump onto at any point in time?
So, I have an account on the TikTok, and
that's what the kids call it. Too.
Well, that's what I call it. And there's a guy on there that I follow who has a pet monkey. A very small lemur, actually. It was a lemur. Which he seems to be doing well. The little lemur, he wears a little diaper and all sorts of stuff, right?
Oh boy.
I could do that. I wouldn't worry so much about a little 5 to 8 pound, lemur. Now, would I want a chimp? Man. Would I want a chimp? Would I want a gorilla? No. Forget that.
You go to sleep one night and that little whatever you just called that thing,
a lemur.
He might go crazy.
A ring-tailed lemur.
Let's stay in college football. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on from the monkey talk. That topic fell pretty damn flat. Not gonna lie.
I don't know what you're talking about. I could talk about monkeys for a while. On my honeymoon, we went on a cruise and they one of the excursions that we took.
Kyle got his lemur out and took a wild turn.
We walked through this spot and there's monkeys that come out, and one of them sat on my shoulder because I was the tallest guy there. And he could sit there and just grab food from people and not actually have to go down amongst them. So, anyways.
So you're the monkey whisperer, is what you're saying.
I mean, basically.
Yeah. I didn't know where that story was going when you talked about your honeymoon. Well, I'm glad I had not heard this story before for a reason. And maybe that should continue to be the case. Let's move into college football talk because this thing is just going off the rails. So people were like, man, not all of these guys don't know a thing about sports because they couldn't name half the World Series championship teams. And now they're talking about monkeys and they're making no sense whatsoever. Why do we continue to tune into this podcast each and every week?
Hey, you know what? We're as clueless as y'all is why y'all listen.
That's right. Don't act like you know more than we do. Don't act like it for 1 second. I'm gonna put other people this week to the test of the naming the 2021 to 1995. Maybe we should do that for every guest we have coming up. Is be like, okay, can you quickly name the World Series champions? No, but kind of a crazy weekend in college football this weekend. Wake Forest, my Demon Deacs, took an L. They are out of the playoff picture for now on. Michigan State falls at Purdue. Purdue turning into world beaters all of a sudden, which is interesting to see. Kyle, your boy Dan Mullen and his Florida Gators took one on the chin, and Williams-Brice, and things aren't looking too good for old Danny down in Gainesville. Is he getting canned?
I mean, I feel like if he was this week, it would have happened today. And as of like 7:00 last time I checked ESPN, he hadn't.
Yeah.
Do I think he should? Probably not. Like, he's had a pretty good run there.
Yeah.
But I get it. So here's the problem. And I was actually talking to Lauren about this because I flipped over to see that Florida game, see the score of it, and it was 20-10 South Carolina. I was like, oh, this isn't good. And I said something about they may fire Dan Mullen over this. And she was like, for one bad year, like what's the point in that? Like, nobody can sustain having great teams every year. And I said, Nick Saban. I don't know why I lost that name, but it just went away. I said Nick Saban.
Can you hear me, Kyle?
I can.
I cannot hear a word that you're saying, but that may be because of my little contraptions here. So let me switch my audio because all of a sudden you just went blank on me.
Yep.
So I'm going to switch to, let's see if I can figure this out.
Go ahead, figure this out.
No, there you are. You're back.
Oh, no, I'm back.
Now I can hear you again. Back. Okay, yeah.
Back again. Okay, so anyways,
that's right.
I was talking to Lauren, and we were talking about, I was saying like Dan Mullen might get fired. She was like, but it's been one bad year. Like, why would they fire him? And I said, well, I mean, they don't like to lose down there in Gainesville. And she was like, well, they can't expect to have a great team every year. And I said, Nick Saban, right? Like, he's right. And she just kind of smiled at me because you can't argue with that. The problem with Nick Saban is everyone else is looking to do that. You know what I mean? You can't hear me again, can you? Yeah. Dad's watching sports.
We'll see, Kyle. We're going to go to. Yeah. I don't know if it's a me problem or because it's not coming through anywhere. But I'm just gonna take my headphones off. But you just keep going, man. You just keep going.
All right, I'll just keep going. So that's the whole deal. Is Nick Saban has kind of gotten everyone to think that this is a point at which I should be able to hire a coach, name the coach, and win every single game. And win every single year. If I'm not winning national titles, I'm right there. I'm in the thick of it. But there's only one Nick Saban. And that's the biggest thing. There's only one Nick Saban. If you got a guy that can consistently keep you top 10, top 15 in the nation, that can consistently keep you in the running for your conference title, you got a pretty good guy there. And it's not one you want to just get rid of because you don't know about the next guy, right? Florida fans just need to remember the name Ron Zook, and that should scare them enough to go like, hey, you know what? We'll keep Dan Mullen. He's done better than Ron Zook, right? And maybe that shouldn't be the bar, but the fact that you know that there's a chance that you could go out and get another Ron Zook should be enough to say like, we'll give him another year. But I don't know. Maybe they get rid of him. I'll tell you what I loved about this weekend is we finally got to shut some people up. I got tired of hearing about Michigan State. They weren't very good. I got tired of hearing about Wake Forest. Don't care about them. Oh, but they're going to win the ACC and go undefeated. And they suck. Get them out of here. I'm done with them. The whole ACC sucks.
Was that your impression of me?
That's my impression of anybody that was like, the Demon Deacons is ranked too low in the first playoff. I don't care. Just shut up. Nobody likes the Demon Deacons. Nobody wanted them there. Let's be really honest.
We wanted them there.
Not
we
once.
wanted them there.
Not one person thought they were a top 4 team or ever would be a top 4 team. Get them out. I'm so glad they lost. I'm glad Michigan State lost. We're looking for the top 4 best teams in the country.
And according to you, those are?
According to me. So Georgia is obviously number 1.
Yep.
I think that Alabama might be number 2. I think Cincinnati is number 3. And I think Ohio State is number 4. That is my top 4.
Okay. We're very close. I've got Georgia, Bama, Cincy, Oregon. I'm still giving Oregon the nod over Ohio State. They beat them on their field. So
I get it.
I'm still giving them the nod. But to backtrack, so Florida has fired their defensive coordinator, Todd Grantham, and their offensive line coach, John Hevesy. That is just within the last little bit. So they're at least making some changes. What's that?
It's Hevesy, not Hevesy, but sure.
Yeah, sure.
They were both Mississippi State coaches with Dan in Starkville. The only reason I know him. And he took them with him. Like they are his boys. And the fact that he fired them shows that he is feeling pressure from the top saying things got to change or we got to get rid of you.
Yep. No doubt about that. Speaking of Mississippi State, there has been apparently an open casting call for kickers at Mississippi State, Kyle. So my question for you, as someone who played college football, is, if there's an ad out in the Reflector newspaper, the Mississippi State student newspaper, that says, "Hey, we need a kicker." What does one do when they come to audition for kicker of Mississippi State University?
They kick the ball, and hopefully they kick it accurately. With power. That's what they're looking for. Give me somebody that can consistently make 45-yard field goals, and I'll take them all day.
So what's the odds that they pick, Joe or Jane Schmo out of the student body at Mississippi State University and they become the kicker for the Bulldogs?
I can't say 0 because, there's always a chance that a soccer player shows up and is like, man, soccer's gotten me like a 20% scholarship. If I can get out here and kick for the football team, they may give me the rest of the 80 and pull it off that way. But very, very slim. I would be shocked if they had more than 5 kids show up to try and kick that football. It's not an easy thing to do. I'll be honest. I'm sure you've tried to kick a football and kick it through uprights. That's not simple. It's not easy. It is a talent. It is an art form more than it is, brute strength. And I would love to find somebody that could kick a field goal at Mississippi State, because if we could hit 2 of those, we win that ball game. So
it's true.
If you can kick a field goal, please show up in Starkville and take the kicker job.
Yep, no doubt about that. All right, we're gonna cut things short here in just a few minutes and get out of here. But a couple of things I wanted to get to really quickly before we check and see our progress on our how we did on our World Series picks. College basketball tips off Tuesday night, Kyle. Kind of for real. You got the double header of the Champions Classic, Texas and Michigan State, and then Kentucky and Duke in the nightcap. Be 3 top 10 teams featured in those matchups. Michigan State, I don't believe, is ranked, but they're right outside the top 25. Are you ready for some college hoops, Kyle?
No, basketball for me doesn't start until after Christmas. Really after the new year. I got to get through bowl season in college football. And once it's just NFL playoffs and I don't have, I know you're a basketball guy and that's fine, but I would rather watch, Akron and Toledo play on a Tuesday night than watch an NBA or college basketball game. I'll be honest.
Well, I appreciate your honesty.
So,
but I mean, I'm the exact opposite. I don't know if you remember, we'll see this in the next couple of weeks, but during the week of Thanksgiving, they have what's called Feast Week, and it's just college basketball games on basically all day, every day. And it's just awesome. And I will pull up Toledo versus Akron in college basketball. And so I will say,
I'll watch those games because we usually don't have college football on until Thanksgiving Day. But then Thanksgiving Day, we have college football, we have pro football. We have more college football on Friday, on Saturday, pro on Sunday. So it's football from Thanksgiving Day forward. But yeah, those. And again, I'm with you. I don't care who is playing the college basketball. Just give me a sport to watch, and I'm happy.
There you go. Well, I'm very excited for obvious reasons. It should be a great game between the Cats and the Dukies on Tuesday nights. Coach K's final season. We're going to get into our picks here in just a few minutes, where we're going to make our Final Four picks. But giving a little preview, Kyle, do you have Coach K making a Final Four run in his legendary career to finish his legendary career?
Yes.
Oh, I do not.
Yes, without question. Yes. Oh, and not because I think that Duke has the talent or anything like that, and they're good. I mean, don't get me wrong.
They have very well what could be the best player in college basketball, and Paolo Banchero. But
yes.
yeah.
But for me, it's the story of it, and I get it. I get that you're a Kentucky fan. You can't spell Duke without UK and all that good stuff, right?
It's all true.
I understand all of that, but there would be something special about Coach K riding off into the sunset with the national title.
Oh, I'd rather peel the skin off my face than watching that garbage. But I do not have them, spoiler alert, making it. And look, I mean, the guy's great. He's probably the greatest college basketball coach of all time, if not the number 2. But yeah, this love fest that's going to happen over the next 6 months, where it's just like, oh, Coach K going up and
yeah, because we can't just respect what you just said was the greatest college basketball coach of all time.
But we don't need to. It's going to be every single game that they play.
Absolutely,
it's his last game and whatever. Yeah, okay, nobody cares. Okay, get out of here.
Okay,
bring us John Shire, because we know how well that's going to work for you. All right, Kyle, let's go ahead and get into our pick. Well, no, before we get into our picks. All right, Kyle, so do you want to know how we did in our World Series picks?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay, so like I said, 21-15, we were golden, didn't miss a single one. 2014 to 2007 though was a little bumpy. Yeah. So in 2014, you said the Rays won the World Series. The Rays have not won a World Series in their franchise history. The 2014 World Series champion was the San Francisco Giants. Mm-hmm. 2013, I said the Cardinals. The Cardinals, I don't even believe they were in it that year. They were actually, but they lost to the Boston Red Sox. 2012, we said the Red Sox in 2012, but it was actually the San Francisco Giants who swept the Detroit Tigers that year. 2011, we said the San Francisco Giants, and it was actually the St. Louis Cardinals who knocked off who did they beat? The Texas Rangers. I talked about that. Yep. Where the Rangers were up and should have won. 2010, we said the Florida Marlins. It was actually the San Francisco Giants again. They knocked off the Texas Rangers. And that 2009, we did get it was the New York Yankees. So kudos to us. 2008, neither one of us were even remotely on this radar, and I don't remember this at all. I don't feel like, but the Philadelphia Phillies, Kyle, beat the Tampa Bay Rays.
And the Phillies won a World Series.
The Phillies won the World Series in 2008.
Good for them. Great job, Philadelphia.
Without a doubt. 2007, we said the San Francisco Giants. It was the Boston Red Sox. And then Kyle, we were really good the rest of the way. We only missed one. So we got the Cardinals in 06. We got the White Sox in 05. We got the Red Sox in 04. We got the Marlins in 03. The only one we did not get, Kyle, was 2002. We said the Yankees. Yankees did not even make the World Series that year. The Anaheim Angels and the Rally Monkey, led by Mike Scioscia.
Oh, that's right.
The Angels won the 2002 World Series over the Giants.
See, hey, we brought the monkey back full circle. That's how you do things.
Exactly. You see what we did there? The Diamondbacks in 01, the Yankees won in 2000 and 99. And we actually missed another one. I'm sorry. We said the Cardinals in 98. The Yankees won it in 98 as well.
So they did three-peat.
But then we got the Marlins and Yankees for 97 and 96. So, I feel pretty good. I mean, out of what? If you go 96 to 2021, that's what, that's 25 years. Yeah. And we missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, that's decent.
4 times 9 is what, 30?
We're getting into that math again. Miss Marshall's going to be disappointed.
36. So we made a 64. That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's hey, in some school districts that's passing, so I'll take that.
Hey, that's better than half.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Kyle, let's get into our picks for the week. OU at Baylor this weekend. I am taking the Bears to bounce back after their loss this weekend, and I'm taking Baylor to finally knock off Oklahoma from the land of the unbeatens. Who you got?
I got Oklahoma. I think TCU kind of showed that Baylor is not good enough to play with Oklahoma. So give me Oklahoma.
A&M of the Texas variety goes into Oxford. Game day will be there. Katy Perry apparently will be there. Lane Kiffin will be there. The Grove will be lit, as the young folks say.
Yep.
You got the Land Sharks or you got the Aggies?
I think the Aggies are playing really good football right now. So I'm going to take the Aggies.
I'm going to take them as well. I agree with that. I was surprised they beat Auburn this past weekend.
Especially the way they beat them.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Kyle, last one. Final four picks for college basketball. You've already said you got the Dukies and Coach King winning the national championship. So who are the three teams that will be joining them?
So I got Duke, I got Michigan, I got Villanova and Gonzaga.
All right, so we've got one similar team. I've got the Zags. I've got Matt Painter and Purdue making a Final Four appearance.
It's not a bad pick.
Huh?
So it's not a bad pick.
I've got a second Big Ten team. I think Michigan State, because Tom Izzo absolutely owns Coach K, and he will knock out Duke once again and end the career of one Mike Krzyzewski. And I wish it would be the Cats, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be Michigan State. And then out of the SEC, you're going to be surprised here. I'm not picking Kentucky. I think Alabama out of the SEC will make a Final Four run. Nate Oates has got a tremendous team. They got some people back. They got some good transfers in. So I got Gonzaga, Purdue, Michigan State, because they're always there, I feel like. And then Alabama is my Final Four.
Yeah, I think Alabama's going to make a deep run. I like Texas to make a deep run. I like Baylor to make a deep run. I think Oregon has a really good team and could make a run. I'm not going to ever sleep on that. There's something about that Tennessee team that makes me think they got a shot at making a run. So, anyways, like I think you got a lot of good basketball teams in the nation this year that could make the tournament a lot of fun.
Yep. It's not going to be there should be some parity in college basketball this year, which will be exciting.
And not parity because everybody's kind of down. Parity because like we got a lot of talent.
Yeah, there definitely is. So, all right, Kyle, we're going to get out of here. I will see you soon, and thanks everybody for checking out the show. We will be back in the next couple of weeks with more Dads Watching Sports. Y'all take care. We'll see you then.